Namaste everybody. Welcome to this week's Vinyasa Flow, or as it's now going to be called from now on, Dynamic Flow. I'll put a note on the website about why there's going to be a change in terminology. So we're going to look at sort of hip openers again, because our hips are really sort of bearing the brunt of our change of routine, whether we're doing sort of more of our key worker roles or whether we're actually spending a lot more time sitting, homeschooling, or sat at a desk at home, or indeed a desk in the office if you're going in. So today we're going to start with simple sitting. We're going to start just opening up the hips while we're sat down. Initially we're going to take those sort of bit of waking up, going up and down the sort of the mid spine. So we're going to take some rolls. So if you're not on a carpeted floor, you might want to double mat for this session. So hopefully then we're just going to check in with how everybody's feeling. If you've not been following along doing yoga every day as well, so there's short 10-minute sessions on the Facebook page which you can join in. So carefully then just center yourself. It might be hands to namaste, it might be hands on knees or in your lap, or sometimes just pressing into that sort of nice energy point there just below the first set of ribs, just inside the edge of the breastbone. Breathing here. Closing the throat and creating that sibilant sound if you prefer, tuning into how you're feeling and how much energy you have at this point in time, and how much will, how much focus on your practice. Bearing all those things in mind, set your intention for this practice. So it might be that you've just turned up, great. If you've got your mat out, you've unrolled it, fantastic. And what happens next is yet to be seen. So as always, we follow the breath, we follow the movement, slightly different cueing on certain things today as well, so listen out for that. So carefully then, we're going to go into our spinal rolls. So we're going to sit up and hug the knees into the chest. I'm going to talk about firming up muscles, so a slightly different terminology. So firming up the feet and flexing the feet, firming up the legs and drawing them into the body, dropping the shoulders down the back. So in this sort of seated apanasana, quite active though through the legs, breathing here. Roll forward and push off with the heels, tuck the chin in as you make the back nice and rounded. Rolling up and down the mid-spine, careful not to nut yourself in the face. You can rest at the back end if you prefer, really opening up the back as best you can. Rest if you want to, and rolling back up. A couple more times then, just rolling up and down. I'm on quite a hard floor here, so if you're on a carpeted floor, it's going to be a lot more comfortable for you. When you've finished, come to sit in your seated position, just cross-legged or sukhasana, easy pose, or if you're warmed up already, a half lotus or a lotus position. So we're just going to take some stretches through the shoulders. So just circle those shoulders, just start to make those movements a little bit bigger, shrug and roll, roll them the other way, really get some movement going through the shoulders, because we're going to start with some plank work, so we really need to get some mobility into the shoulders quite early. You can take the little push through the heels and just make those big circles and change direction and get some movement through the shoulder head there, right into the shoulder girdle. And then also you can take the clapping, so clapping forward, clapping back, forward, back, and just speed it up, make it really quick, get a bit of fast warmth into those shoulders as long as it feels comfortable for you to do so. You can feel it sort of starting to warm up the serratus as well down the side of the body. Lovely, so carefully does it then, gentle twisting to open up. Take your right hand out to the side, sit up nice and tall, firming up the abdomen, firming up the legs. Breathe in, stretch the left arm up. Breathe out, lengthen. So it's about the length. It's not about how low you get to the floor. It's about keeping well firmed through both sit bones, breathing here. Breathe in back to center. Swap hands, realign yourself, straightening up, tucking in, firming up, deep breath in, drop the shoulder into position, lengthen that side, firming through the legs, the belly, and then making sure you're pushing down through those sit bones to create the length. Breathing here. Breathing in, releasing off. Lovely. So carefully then, we're going to move one foot forward. So the heel is roughly going to be in line with the middle of your pubic bone. So right out in front of you. If you need to support this leg for any reason, hip, lower back issues, knee issues, then you can stick a rolled up towel, blanket, or a couple of cushions underneath there. Deep breath in, sit up. Breathe out, flex the feet and star the toes, open up the toes, and then breathe out, lengthen. And again, it's not about the length, it's, not about the lower, it's about the length. Cocked up my own catchphrase there. Right, breathing out, lowering and stretching. So you're lowering the chest, the heart towards the floor, but keeping the dynamic length of the spine. Try to relax the left hip if the left foot is out in front. And then bring yourself up, whichever leg is in front. Swap over. Take a deep breath in, lengthen, firm up. Keep pushing down through the sit bones. Star the feet, firm up and lengthen. Just let this leg go down to the floor. Try and relax through the hip, even though the feet are firming up. Deep breath in, bring yourself back up. Bring the feet together in a loose konasana, so soles of feet together, fingers behind, so I'm going to spin sideways for this one. Fingers behind, starred, or you can use your elbows on the sofa if your sofa's quite low. I'm going to open up, stretch up through the top of the head, lift the heart centre, keep lengthening the spine, press the outer edges of the feet together as the knee drop away, and see if you can just start to go into that back bend. Up to you, it doesn't have to be mega. You can travel forward a little bit on the travelator bottom. Lovely. Pushing through but still creating space. Lovely. Breathing here. Release it off. Head comes up. Release the pose. Swap it over now, so onto your knees into a low plank or a high plank. Ideally high plank, this is a dynamic class. But if you need to take the weight out of the lower back, then knees down every so often is absolutely fine. So, bringing the weight forward, roll the shoulders. I'm going to push back through those heels, try and get the heels to the floor, fan open the toes, and then bring the heels above the toes. Firming up the belly, stretching away, hold here. Lovely. If you need to drop to your knees at any time, feel free. Keep breathing, keep firming. Going to lift the left leg 3 times. Try not to flare the bottom, just gentle kicks until you feel tiredness in the bottom. Swap sides, rest out if you need to. Keep breathing here as you're kicking up. Lovely, into your plank. Lovely, knees down, push back briefly into a toes tucked swan stretch. And then up into a down dog. So first dog then, widen the hands a little bit, firm up the hands, grip the floor, push the heels in, roll the shoulders away, find your dog. Suck the tops of the thighs backwards and see if you can just gently lower the heels. It doesn't have to be to the floor, just get yourself settled. Lovely, deep breath in, look up, walk forwards, extend, hands to top of thighs, just alongside the groin crease. Roll the shoulders, lift the tail and stretch away as you also lift the head, the neck and the heart. Breathing here and then breathing out, fold. Keep lifting and pushing back through these hands and fold yourself down. Doesn't have to be a full Uttanasana. Soft work at the moment if you need to, soft knees. Just let yourself hang out of the pelvis if you need to. Push through, deep breath in, bring yourself back up and breathe out. So, not quite a traditional sun salutation to start with here. Going to take a cycle of sort of dog and plank and chaturanga. and then some press up work. So it's up to you whether you sort of come in and out or whether you stay down with me, entirely up to you. Deep breath in. Breathe out, lift the tops of those thighs, hinge, feel the hinging of the pelvis as you fold down. Breathe in, extend, place, stride back into your plank, find your plank, push back, lift up, settle, chaturanga or knees down if you need to, bottom up, slide through and travel through. Press the feet in, lift the knees off, firm up the legs. Breathing here. Firming up the belly, lovely, and then carefully tuck the toes under, push through to your down dog. We're going to come forward and back now, so find a position that's going to work for you, maybe feet hip distance apart, heels over the toe joints, stretching away, lovely. Carefully does it then, just checking my plan here, fantastic. So plank again, lovely, chaturanga, up you go to up dog. Lift the knees off the floor, firm up the belly, firm up the legs, lovely. Carefully does it then, back to your down dog. Changing it now into a knees down position, deep breath in, high plank. Firm up, high heels, knees down. Flatten the feet, press the feet into the floor, firm up the belly, and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift. Think about how you're getting that lift from the belly. So it's not just coming from the arms, firming up the legs, pressing the knees and the feet into the floor, and use that firming of the belly. So, firming up again, press the knees, the feet in, push the heels into the floor, grip the floor. Deep breath and breathing out, coming back up. Breathing in. Breathing out, coming back up. Push yourself back, swan stretch. Open up the arms, grip the mat. Draw the shoulders down the back as you draw the mat towards you. And just then lengthen, so tuck in the chin, stretch through the top of the head, flattening the back, drawing the shoulders down the back. So not quite the sort of really tortoise-like, Kamasana-like back that we sometimes end up with in child. This is more of a flattened position. Just experiment with moving the tail up and down to find the optimum position for your pelvis. Lovely, fantastic. So, coming back through down dog, hands out, roll the shoulders, kick in, grip the floor, jumping yourself up into your down dog. Take a deep breath in, stride forward, extend, hands to shins if you prefer, activate the back, look up, curl the tail under, lift the tail away, hoik those tops of thighs up and away as you fold down, stretching down, Uttanasana. If you prefer the bound Padangusthasana, that's absolutely fine. Finding your bound Padangusthasana. Stretching away, lengthening. Lovely. Softening off, bring yourself all the way up. Push the floor away, firm up the legs, bring yourself up, all the way up. Stretch up and breathe out. Lovely. Okay, so coming to the front of the mat now, I'm just going to take our sun salutation cycle, this time with slight variation. So we're going to come in and do our leg lifts. If you need to pad up your knees, grab a pad. Take a deep breath in. Star the hands, firm up, press the knees together, open up the feet, star the toes, firm up and grip the floor as you draw the energy into the midline for your Utkatasana. Lovely. So Z-shaped legs. Fantastic. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold. Place, stride right, stride left. Chaturanga to your up dog. Lift those knees, firm the legs. Drop the shoulders, pop open the heart. push back to your down dog. Left leg high, bring the heel high of the bottom leg, open the hip, point the toe, then flare. Flexing the foot, lovely. Sweep that leg through to the front and turn sideways again. Okay, so heel above at the back, knee bent here at the front. Lovely. Going to drop that knee back and get ourselves as far away as we can from each other. Take a deep breath in, bring yourself up, firm up both legs, press both feet into the floor. Left arm high, so that's the same side as the back leg, and just firm up, so we're literally just guiding forward. Just check that you're not flipping the tail out and creating too much lordosis here. We want the whole pelvis to slide forward, opening up, stretching. Lovely. Sometimes putting your fingers in this hip crease of the front leg just helps balance everything up. Deep breath here. Lovely. Swap the hands over and open the chest. Grow the pose. Bring yourself up lightly. Press the back foot in firmly as you open up into the back bend. Breathing here, and then carefully breathe out, fold. Push off, straighten this leg, and draw that leg into the body. Flexing the foot, star the feet, firm the legs, press both feet into the floor as you draw and extend. Not so much about flattening yourself over the leg, about just getting that right stretch through the hamstrings. Breathing here. Lovely. And then changing back to the first position before we go into our down dog. We're going to change the toe out to the top corner of the mat. The knee also goes out. Fantastic. We're going to take a deep breath in, hook the arm around that extended turn, and we're just going to then press both feet into the floor as we take the deep twist. Lift the hips if you need to create space in the waist. Breathing here, so you can sag down if you want, but I find just a little bit more activity through the feet, a lifted pelvis, and then you just create that lovely deep stretch through the abdomen. Release it off, hands to the floor, plank, up dog, firm up, lift knees, down dog. Roll over the toes as much as you can, firm up into your down dog. High heel on that right foot above the toe joints to stretch the toes out. Lift that left leg out and back. Fan open, point the toe, lengthen away, then flex. And flex those feet, lengthening, 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 and through to the front. Find your pose, knee down, flat foot at the back. Push through, bring yourself up. Back leg, back arm, same. Drop in, lengthening out of that leg. Dropping my hand into the hip crease here as we settle down. Press the feet into the floor and just check there's not too much lordosis on that lower back. We want the pelvis to move as one rather than the tail kicked out and leaning through. You start to feel too much of a stretch around the top here. That might be an indication that you're sinking too low and the pelvis isn't coming with you to open these hip flexors on the right. Breathing here. Press the feet in, don't forget that bit. Lovely. Fantastic. Swap the pose, catch, lengthen, lift it up, open and pop the heart through to the front. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as you sink away. Press both feet in to maintain the buoyancy, firming up the abdomen into the back bend. Breathing here. Don't forget to breathe, it's quite tough. Lovely. Releasing that off. Folding over at the front. Pin those toes out to the side now so they've opened out the hip. The knee opens out as well. Bring yourself up here. Catch the arm across, elbow across the knee. Again, creating space in here if you need to. Hands together, sink down to get the measure of the pose. Then lift the hips, press the feet in and spin. So the hips lifting just creates this lovely defined twist, especially with a nicely foamed bottom. So keep pressing through those feet, keep breathing here, a bit of a sort of twisty twist, low lunge, lovely. Release that off, hands down, straighten that foot, up on the back toes, plank, chaturanga to your up dog, keep those knees lifted, gripping the floor, and then push back to your down dog. Walk it in a little bit, open up the hands, firm up, grab, lift and lengthen. Firming up, so lifting the tail, just lifting as well the tops of those thighs, thinking about what's going on in this area here, lifting up and away to really encourage those heels to drop down to the floor. Fantastic, excellent. Just need a quick time check. Okay, all good. So, lovely. Carefully does it here then. Going to come from the down dog. Take a deep breath in, back to your plank. Spin onto the left foot, right foot on top. Star the feet and flex. Push down and lift and lengthen into your Vashisthasana. Hold and cinch. Lovely. Release that off. Going to change that onto the other side. Spin away. Make sure this hand is going to be underneath that shoulder head. Flex the feet, firm up the legs, firm up the abdomen, and cinch the waist. Not so good on this side. Keep breathing here. Grip the floor with the hands. Flex and star the feet. Release it off. Back to your down dog. Hold. Take your moment here. Build your pose. Lovely. Take a deep breath in. Look up. Stride forward. Extend. Breathe out. Fold. Breathe in. Push the floor away. Bring yourself all the way back up. Stretch up. And breathe out. Carefully does it then. Breathe in. Sweep up. Breathe out. Fold. Breathe in. Extend. Carefully place stride right, stride left, chaturanga to your up dog. Lift those knees and push back to your down dog. Settle for a moment. So just take a rest here if you need to. Drop your knees to your swan stretch or child pose. Just going to grab a quick drink. Throat's a bit croaky today. So carefully does it then. Going back into the leg lifts, okay, coming up to the standing poses. So, fantastic. Right leg high, sweep it through to the front, or rather, sorry, shin parallel to the floor, high heel on the back leg, reacquaint the front end with the down dog. So grip the floor, heels in, draw the shoulders down, lifting up, up and away. Keep lifting the top of this back leg. This bent leg is parallel. Dog wheeze. 2, 3, 4. Nothing's moving apart from the leg. 5. Sweep that right leg through to the front. Lovely. Okay, coming up into that high lunge. Push down, then lift the heel. Push both feet into the floor as you scissor the legs together and firm up the abdomen. So the legs are firm, abdomen is firm, holding yourself up, sinking down, keep that back leg straight, firming up this back leg, okay, but with the heel high. So you might have to scooch forward a little bit with this front knee, leg it straight, not hyperextending the knee though, and heel high. Push away, curl under. So maybe you want your fingers on your SI joints here to just make sure that you're firming up the butt cheek here, opening up and settling. Lovely. Up to you if you want to take it higher. You can take the arms to cactus. Open up the chest a bit more, or take the arms even higher. More of a back bend, bigger strain on the lower back. Carefully does it. Oh, wobbly today. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Take a deep breath in. Taking it down again to the floor, so taking it into the twist. This time, I'm going to take that hand, elbow inside, hand outside. Keep high on that back heel, stretching through the top of the head, roll the top of the shoulder open, spin into that twist. Lovely. Opening up. So inner elbow on inside, hand outside, using that to leverage the twist. Firming up the back leg, breathing here. Lovely. Breathe out lower. Place, plank, chaturanga to your up dog. Lift those knees, firm those legs, and push back to your down dog. Walk it out. Lovely. Firm up the pose. Hands, heels, draw the shoulders. Lift up, keep drawing those shoulders and arms back into the body. High heel on the back, right leg this time. Left leg high, lift up, hold, find the pose, and then bring that lower leg parallel to the floor. Keep that base heel high, keep lifting the hips, keep drawing the arms into the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sweep that leg through. Lovely. Into your high lunge. So just change your position slightly. So you straighten that back leg and lift that heel, firm up that back leg, firm up the front foot, gripping the floor, bring yourself up. The more you can grip with the feet, the more we get that sort of proprioception switched on. I learned something today, that apparently we lose the ability to feel which of our toes is being touched because of socks and shoes. So this is something maybe we could switch back on through yoga. Keep breathing here, lifting up, opening up, fingers and thumbs, just checking that the pelvis is moving forward. Keep straightening through that back leg. Taking it to cactus, opening up the chest if you prefer, drawing the shoulders down the back, or then up to you, taking it up again, lifting the pelvis and lowering, but still extending up and away. Breathing here, firming. Lovely. Breathing out, keeping that high heel position, just changing my foot position if that's okay. Slight injury on my right calf now. Lovely. So carefully does it. Left elbow inside of left thigh. Hand tucked onto the outside of left knee. Stretch through the top of the head, settle, and then spin open into the twist. Keep breathing here. Keep lengthening, keep buoyant through and firm legs, buoyant through the hips. Breathing here, and then breathe out lower. Place. Come back onto the back foot. Plank position. Chaturanga to up dog. Keep those knees off the floor, firm the legs. Press the feet in, draw them together. And breathe out. Push back and hold. Settle for a moment. Keep drawing the tops of the thighs back. Lovely. Well done, everyone. I'm really hot today. I think this is something to do with coming off HRT. So I'm just going to open this door a little bit. Lovely. Okay. So carefully does it then, going into our next section, still with the high lunge and the crescent, but now going into Trikonasana and Virabhadrasana variations. Okay, so from our down dog then, firming up, if you're still in dog, lovely. Right leg high, high heel, sweep through to the front. This time change that foot position. So bring the heel into the centre line and the back midline in line with the heel. Bring yourself up. Lost my place here. There we go. Bring yourself up, lift the thighs, go as deep as you can manage, but in that nice alignment into your Parsvarkanasana. So settle on the thigh to start with, grip the floor, lift the arches of the feet and grip the floor in a prehensile way. Push down through the arm and spin. Lifting up, up and away, stretching out this side. So it's all about stretching from that little toe that's pushing into the floor, gripping the floor, stretching through. Lovely. Down to the floor, change the arm position. Lift the hips and straighten the leg and spin into your Trikonasana. Keep lengthening in all directions, keep gripping the floor, firming the legs and opening. Firm abdomen as well. Lovely. Lower the hand down, change the hand position, up into that lunge again, shorten the stance, grow the pose into your warrior three. I haven't got arms out in front space here, but we're going to lift up and away and lengthen. So lengthen and lengthen, grip the floor, drop the hip and lengthen. Breathing here. Pop the heart through to the front and keep lifting. Lovely. Release that off, lower it down. Fantastic. Bring that leg down back to Samastihiti. Take a deep breath in, sweep up. Breathe out, hinge and fold. Breathe in, extend. Place stride back into your plank. Chaturanga through. Keep those knees off the floor, firm up the legs. Grip the floor, pop the heart through and push back to your down dog. Settle for a moment. Lovely. Take a deep breath in. High heel on the base foot, left leg high. Sweep through to the front and spin round into that lunge position, but then carefully adjust the foot position so you're wide but in line. Carefully push yourself through, lift the hips, and then when you're ready, turn and settle. Take that firming of the feet, arches of the feet lift, the feet grip the floor and the little toe of the right foot is engaged as you push down and use that to extend out straight out of that side. So you're as long as possible through the right side. Breathing here. 3 breaths or more in this position. Carefully firm up the legs, lower to the floor, take that position straight armed. Open up, firming the legs, firming the belly and the bandhas. Lift the hips, straighten the leg and adjust into your Trikonasana. Lengthening away, draw the shoulders down into the back. Firm legs, firm bandhas, but breathing here, hold. Breathe out, bend the knee, change the foot position into that lunge. Shorten the stance, carefully does it. Push off, lift up. You've got to level this right hip. Lift up, up and away, drop the hip, arms out, whichever you prefer. I can't do that one today. Keep breathing here, keep lengthening, stretching away, lengthening, lengthening, stretching away. Lovely. Firming up through the legs and releasing off. Back through to your Samastihiti. Lovely. Take a moment in your Tadasana, your Samastihiti, to just settle. Fan open the toes. Firm up the feet. Firm up the legs. Firm up the bandhas. Rise. High heels. No arms at the moment. Breathe out. Firm the legs as you lower carefully, gripping the floor with your toes. Lovely. Bring the arms in if you prefer, or not if you don't want to. Lifting up. Holding. And breathing out, lowering with control. Lovely. That gripping of the floor will help and will switch on those nerves in those toes that might have turned off with decades of sock and shoe wearing. So, where am I in the plan? There we are. Right. Standing balance. So, Carefully does it then. Firm up that foot. I'm just going to move back onto a slightly thicker piece of mat. Draw the energy up. If you want to go into Ardha Hasta Padangusthasana standard, feel free, okay? If not, just catch the knee, stretch up and lengthen. Firm up the feet, star both feet, star the toes open, grip the floor with the base foot and stretch up, firm up. And opening like a book. Very annoyed with the balance today. Opening up like a book, out to the side. Some days it just doesn't work. Into your side angle if you prefer. Firm up those feet, firm up the legs, firm up the buttocks if you need to. Lovely. Bring it back to center. Stretch out into C. Hold up, draw it in. Fan open the hip, the chest. Flex the foot. Soften it off, bring it down. Just soft forward fold. Deep breath in. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, lengthen and fold. Soften off, push through the floor, bring yourself all the way back up. And breathe out. Settle. Take a moment, firm up this right foot. Fan open the toes, grip the floor, push down, firm up the legs, draw the energy up the leg into your Ardha Hasta Padangusthasana if you prefer, or if not, catch the knee, stretching up, flexing and opening the toes of both feet, gripping the floor with the bottom foot. Hold. Express yourself if you prefer, if you need to just balance out here. Carefully does it, out to the side. Stretching up, up and away, opening like a gate, firm the buttocks here. Lovely. Bring yourself back to center. Straightening out, lift that leg. Avoid the temptation to lean back, pop the heart open, firm up those buttocks and legs again. And bend, lower down. Lovely. Carefully does it then, going down here into our variation on Vashisthasana. So I'm going to turn sideways for this one. Deep breath in, stretch up. Breathe out, fold. Lift those top of thighs and fold over. Breathe in, extend. Place, stride left, stride right. Plank, chaturanga to your up dog. Firm, don't let those knees hit the floor. Press the feet in, grab with the hands, pop the heart through, and back through to your down dog. Lovely. So, taking a deep breath in, push down through the heel of the base leg now. So firm up the leg, fan open the toes, grip the floor. Lift that leg just out the back door, and then spin and sweep that through to the side. Walk that foot up as high as you can get. Push and lift. Make sure this is a gate leg, and open and extend into a sort of weirdy mix of Vashisthasana and Kamoudgatassana. Breathing in here, opening it up. Can go quite expressive, lift the hips. Quite a big outer hip ask. Carefully lower it down. Place the hand, spin back, plank, hold, down dog, settle. Drop that base heel down now. Open up the toes, firm up, lift the hips, stretch the leg away, firming those legs. As you bring that left leg through underneath you, spin, work that left foot up higher, gate leg, push and lift the hips, open up, stretch up and spin out. Breathing here, quite strong work on the outer hip. Check in with those gluteus medius. Lovely. Breathe out, hands down, spin over, plank, up. Forgot to drop my knees there, bad. And down dog, resettle. When you're ready, step or jump through to seated. manage to reach the floor. Lovely. So, carefully does it here. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet together, draw them in a little bit, hold the toes. What you might want to do is just roll off and just rotate. So lift the buttock and draw the buttock out and the inner thigh down. Onto the other side, lift the buttock, draw that inner thigh down and pull it away. Firm up the sit bones, lift up and lengthen, press through here. Lovely. Firm up the feet, star the feet, draw the legs into the belly, lift up and pop the heart through to the front. Breathe out, folding over. Apologies for that. Stretching away. Let those knees fall away as best you can. Bring yourself back up. Lovely. So, into your Dandasana. Legs away here. Again, pull the fleshy parts back this time. So rather than out, just back. And bring those legs straight out of the belly. Sit up nice and tall. Hands to the side. Tented or fists if you prefer. Roll the shoulders down, pop the heart through, lengthen, and firm up star the feet, firm up the legs. Draw those legs into the belly as you push down through the hands. Breathing here. Keep that energy going through the torso and the legs as you bend the right leg. Catch the outside of the foot, line it up with the thigh, bend the leg and push through the foot and heel forward. Use that to sit up, firm up, and then stretch away. Twist away if you feel comfortable, but it's tall spine all the way here, and the leg does not fly across. Okay, keep firming up here. Lovely. I'll do the other one sideways. Release off. Back to your Dandasana. Firm up the legs, sit up nice and tall. Dandasana in the middle here. Draw the energy into those legs, into the firm buttocks. Push the floor away. Keep that energy as you bend the left leg. Catch the outside. Show the foot to the front. Firm up everything. Sit up and then straighten up. Keep that leg nicely in line as you sit up and spin away. Breathing here, firming everything up. Lovely twist. Fantastic. This leg is not flying across. It's straight out the hip joint. Both legs really active. Bend the knee. Bring yourself back to the center. Lovely. Take your half vinyasa here. Cross the legs. Catch the feet. Tuck them underneath. Roll through. Place. Just jump very deliberately. High heels. Firm legs. Big plank. Draw the energy up into the abs. Lovely. Legs are like straws. Chaturanga. Up. Keep those knees off the floor, legs firm. Push back to down dog. When you're ready, step through. Sit yourself down. Lovely. Okay. So, going into then our leg lifts. There's going to be variations on here. So, first of all, I'm going to lie down. Catch the hands behind the knees and release yourself down. Tuck the chin in. Just get yourself nicely shimmied through the shoulders so you feel nicely aligned. Tuck those arms and shoulders underneath. Just sort of walk the shoulders forward a little bit to create a bit of lordosis in the lower back. Then lift the legs. Suck the bandhas in, suck the belly in, firm the legs. Keep that energy as you lift. Lovely. Hold. Go a bit higher if you can without changing the leg position. Keep firm. Lovely. Excellent. Straighten the legs here. Keep lifting through to your toes. See if you can catch the toes. My legs are very long. Catch and look up, and then widen. Lift up, bend the knees, bring the heels together. And you're going to lift up and roll like we did at the start, out into the catch. Lift the heart, firm the legs, star the toes, look up. Not necessarily with a forward fold if you don't want to, you can just stay in this lovely position, heels off the floor, sitting up, flaring, really sort of flattening off through the back. Lovely. Release that off, feet together, going back over. So this time just check you haven't got anything behind you. If you have, don't worry, you can leave this bit out. Take a deep breath in, push off, going back over the top, toes to the floor in a plough-esque position. Lovely. And then carefully bring the hands to the side, palms up, just carefully lower yourself down to the floor. Lovely. So now I'm going to take bridge pose. Slight variation here. So going to bring the heels close to the bottom. If you need to, stick the fingers behind the knees and just squish the calves. Okay, heels as close as you can. Grab the mat. I'm going to tuck the shoulders and walk the shoulders in, holding the mat. The heels will lift, and that's fine. Okay, pop the heart up to the ceiling, high heels, and keep that movement going as you walk over, 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 and try and get your thighs parallel to the floor. Heels are high, big stretch of the quads here into the hip flexors. Keep holding, keep popping the heart up to the front. Chin can lift if it needs to. Lovely. Release it off, walk yourself back. Fantastic. So then, into Tibetan Armory. This is a slightly difficult position. On one side I find it a bit difficult with my latent injury at the moment, so work carefully with this one. So, carefully does it. Feet flat to the floor. I'll do it on the left side first. We're going to scooch the feet, the hips over to the right hand side. Okay, arms out, palms up. Okay, lower the legs down. Okay, to the left side. Okay, the hips scooched out right, the knees go to the left. Okay, pick up the top leg, catch this foot and bring the heel into the bottom at the back. Okay, it's difficult to see when I'm on the floor. Carefully does it. Lovely. Stretch out. We're going to do it both versions, both sides. Stretch away. Okay, turn away. Lovely. Carefully does it then. Release that off. Bring these legs back up. Fantastic. I'm going to change this position into an outer hip stretch. So we're going to take the leg over the top, bring it over and turn over to the left again. This time bring the other leg up to the bottom. Okay, bend the leg and bring it over, hover it off the floor. Okay, if you can, catch the outside of the leg and bring yourself over. So you've got one leg here and one leg here. It is strong work, carefully does it. Release that off. Bend the top leg, release, release the bottom leg. Over to the other side. Careful to follow these instructions. We'll do it again now on the other side. So maybe if I face that side might be a bit easier. Okay, so this time the same side. Scooch the left hips over to the left. Okay, drop the knees over to the right. Lovely. Bend the top leg into the top bottom. Okay, lovely. Relax into it, stretch away. And then if you want to, you can open up the leg. Releasing here. Swapping this over now. Bend the outside leg, bend that leg back, come back up, straighten up. Okay, this time we're going to cross the left leg over the right, over to the side. If you want to scooch out to the left, that's fine too. Hug that bottom leg in to that lower heel, bend that leg and open it. Turn away, flex and firm those legs. Then carefully does it if you can. Catch the outside of that foot and open into the twist. This leg hovers off the floor. Breathing here, holding. Strong work on the outer hip. If you're a runner, you're going to feel this. And then bend the top knee and release the bottom leg. Well done, everyone. Hug your knees into your chest a moment. Just going to take a quick time check. I forgot to check the clock when I started, which was a bit foolish. Lovely. Okay, so fantastic. Here we're coming into then our last few poses. So we've just opened up the hips, ready for these poses. Okay, so into our locust. So lying on our fronts, opening up the outer hip, the lower back. So hopefully this will be paying dividends. We want to go into, first of all, the hands underneath the elbows. Fling those elbows underneath the shoulders, I should say. Hands underneath the shoulders, fling in the elbows, roll the shoulders back and down, firming up the back. Lift each leg away, lift the legs off the floor as you bring yourself up into that semi-locust position. Breathing here, firming up the legs, firming up the belly. Lovely. Release that off. Take a rest if you need to. Windscreen wipers. Lovely. Variation then on a theme. So if you want to, we're going into Salambhasana variation, but if you prefer to go into Dhanurasana, that is also fine. So our locust will be arms back, palms up. This time I want the hands to be resting on the floor. Open up the shoulders, roll them back, draw the shoulder blades together, bring the fingers to the floor. Firm up the legs as you draw them back into the body and lift them up into your locust too. If you don't want to do that one and you want to straight into your Dhanurasana, catch your feet. Make sure those are back parallel again. Firm up the feet, open up, firm up the legs and grow your pose into your Dhanurasana. Holding, catching, lifting. Lovely. Releasing that off. Release your lower back. When you're ready, carefully bring yourself through. Option here to take your final vinyasa, if you choose to, through your up dog, and down dog, and back to seated. Alternatively, just roll into a comfortable seated position. Find where you can be comfortable in your seated position. Settle yourself. Lovely. Yoga Mudrasana here. So this will be your comfortable seated position. Lotus, great, or half lotus, or Sukhasana, or just cross-legged. If you're having trouble with all those, pop yourself up with a cushion and open up the legs a bit wider. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms forward and then round. Catch the fingers together, close clasp if you can, otherwise just catch the fingers, drop and open the chest. Breathe out, push through the sit bones, lift the clasp away and lengthen. Breathe out, firm up the legs as you fold over. Stretch away, resting, draw the energy up the legs into the belly. Breathing here. 5 to 10 breaths in your Yoga Mudrasana. If you prefer to swap the legs over, you can. I tend to stay on the same side now, but that's probably a bad habit. When you're ready, bring yourself back up. Release yourself down to the floor when you're ready for your Shavasana. So it can be a bent leg Shavasana, straight leg Shavasana. If you can't take Shavasana now, then move into your busy day ahead. Otherwise, relax out with us. So take a moment then to tune in. I'm going to take some cues from the Golden Light meditation that I shared today via email. Please, that's just for clients of Zen Yoga, so please don't share it with other people if possible. That would be useful. Settle yourself down to the floor. Drawing your attention now to your breath and the sensation of the air passing through the nostrils or just through the mouth. As you feel settled, you can imagine that golden light in front of you, drawing the energy and the light in with the in-breath and giving it back out with the out-breath. It could be a shimmering sun, a star, a glitter ball, anything that you find attractive to imagine that is giving out light. Breathing the light and energy in, and then giving that light and energy back with the out-breath. Continue with this visualization for another 3 breaths. Bathing now the whole body in that golden light, feeling the warmth and the energy seeping into all parts of the body, coating every area, every inch inside and out with golden light and warmth. Turn your attention inside. We can reach in for soul, to meet ourselves as if for the first time, and to gain new confidence in who we are. We can learn to see life differently through the eyes of the soul and tap a wisdom that flows up from deeper in. We can reach out through soul to the world around us, to reconnect with all parts of life, intuitively, mindfully. We can seek a deeper friendship with God or our higher power. Go deeper within our friends and colleagues and family, even those we don't like. Rekindle our relationship with nature and touch the world through love. We can embody this unique soul of ours through how and who we are and what we do. We can seek out new rhythms, find a source of restoration, draw from the deep well within you. We can work with freedom, creativity, and see that we are indeed a part of the beauty of all life. We can make space for what really matters, and the kind of space around us that gives others the room to breathe, We may not be perfect, but we are whole. And by embracing even the most difficult of situations, we are transformed. We can. If you can continue your Shavasana for a bit longer, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, I will see you next on the mat for Yoga Everyday Challenge, or I will see you for our next session. Namaste.